Guys, it's Rachel with Pretty and Plants. I have some things to show you today. This is a box I want to open in front of y'all, and then I have some other things to show you. It's kind of random. I usually focus on a plant and we're going to talk about the LECA and we're going to really figure out how to make that thing do really well in LECA. And today I'm going to be talking more generally. I'm going to do an unboxing for you of something really fun I can't wait to talk about, but I'm also going to talk about anger management in your plants. So stay tuned. It's going to be a good show. Okay, so the other night I got some news from my darling 17-year-old who's graduating that after being a straight A student for 17 years of her life, during the coronavirus, she slept for 6 weeks and has let all of her grades go to pot. And she will be working at Subway for the rest of her life. So whenever I get news like this, set or feeling out of control, I immediately start vacuuming. So, and our vacuum is a central vacuum, so you can hear it through our next door neighbors know I'm vacuuming because there's a bucket in the garage and all of the vacuuming pieces are wired in the house, so these pipes will take all of the dirt to this bucket in the garage. So at midnight, I do immediately, the immediate reaction, the knee-jerk reaction is to start vacuuming. So I start vacuuming and planting, you know, turning all the lights on in the plant house, and I start working on plants and go outside and I hear this like sound, and my husband is in the pitch black at midnight hitting golf balls over the back of the fence to the military base forest. And when I heard that sound, I was like, oh, that's so funny. The way he deals with stress is by hitting golf balls. This is one of them. This is one of my propagation stations, and this station helps me feel more in control with my plants. This station represents plants that may have died, but I got a cutting off of them before they died and put them, or if you feel like a plant is going south or it may not make it, always just cut a little piece off and put it in your water. If you put it in with a, this is a piece of a pothos. If you put it in with a piece of a pothos, the roots will grow twice as fast. I won't look at this for a few days, and then if I'm feeling tense, and I didn't know this about myself until I heard the golf ball. I'm looking at the clock, it's midnight, and I have a special scrub brush and scrub out these little individual jars to get them all clean, the algae out, and then I threw away some rocks. I was like, I'm tired of these rocks with algae. This is, you know, I don't know if it's gonna make it because I've heard these die really easily. And so I put some of my triangularis in here. They will grow roots. And so this is my insurance policy for plants that, you know, may or may not make it. Love to hear how you handle your anger. Do you vacuum? Do you plant your plants? What helps just kind of bring you down a little bit? Put it in the comments down below. We would all love to help each other out. So the next thing I wanted to do is show you this. I was going to do an unboxing and I felt like it was worthy of an unboxing because it's so beautiful. And so it's not a plant. Okay, so this is not a plant, and everyone asks me all the time about my planters. My planters are from Easy Grow Hydro. He only ships to the United States. I'm really sorry about that. I don't think he's gonna change. I feel like he has so much business that he doesn't need to ship internationally. But internationally, you can get Lechuza. Now, Lechuza is, okay, got it, the Rolls Royce of pots. They're very expensive. And Easy Grow Hydro pots are actually made differently than Lechuza. And I'm gonna show you. All right, so this is my new Lechuza planter. I actually don't like Lechuza for semi-hydroponics. If you do, put it down below. So this is my new planter. This is a Lechuza balcone. It is for your balcony. I'm going to, and I don't know if it's going to work yet. And this is the pep talk I wanted to give y'all about plants in general, but also really plants in LECA. Okay, so I'm going to take this off and look at that. So it's really, really pretty. I'm going to talk about the Lechuza pun very quickly. If I were to put my plants into this planter in LECA, I probably would not use the Lechuza pun because this is the pun, and it's amazing. So if you put a plant in dirt in this planter and have this substrate on the bottom, you're supposed to put it on the bottom, this is full of plant food, and it's like releasing nutrients really for a long time, for like a year, into your plants. The plants love it, the roots love it. Your plants will grow amazingly in the Lechuza system. So you get the Lechuza pond with your system, and then you're going to get the little pop-up thing, and it's always kind of broken apart for you. You're going to put it together. Here's all my little pop-up parts, and it comes with 2 sides. So and probably what I will do, because we are in Texas and this will be hanging from my balcony, is it's a pretty big water reservoir. This is the problem I have with Lechuza for semi-hydroponics. I don't know if this is going to work. I'm going to have to do it and kind of keep y'all posted and let you know. But these things are nested down in here. They have the cones, and so this gets water to the pebbles, this gets water to the pebbles, this is just water, and that's a lot of water. See how Kitty, he loves boxes, so see how much water is going to be sitting in the bottom of this thing. So you have 2 of these, and then you have, sorry Kitty, you can see how big this container is. Now, the cool thing about this container is it does have screw things on the bottom, these holes on the bottom, and I ordered the brackets separately. Probably by the time you get the bracket and this great big thing, you're gonna spend almost $100. Now, the reason I feel more justified on this, well, first of all, I've been wanting to do hanging planters for my balcony for 15 years, so since we've had the house, but I've never in my mind figured out how to do that without having to water every day or try to get a water line up there, and so it just hasn't been an option for me. Even when I started doing LECA, and you don't have to water every day, that balcony gets amazing morning sun, but what if it rains? You know, now my pot's full with water, so I still haven't totally figured it out. All the Lechuza planters have this orange thing on the bottom that will, you can kind of unscrew with a screwdriver and take it out, so it doesn't have to have water in the bottom. I wish they had an orange thing more like, I wish they had a hole more on the side, so if the water level got too high, and I might drill a hole on the side. I hate to do that to this gorgeous thing, but I have to protect these plants from rain because it will be hanging on the balcony. I ordered the two brackets. They are coming, and I don't even know if it's going to work. I'm going to see if the brackets will hold this on my balcony rails the right way, properly. If that works, then there's all these other variables. You know, I'm thinking Hoyas. This will be filled with Hoyas kind of growing over the side and flowering, because Hoyas can do great with lots of sun. They can do great drying out for a while, having neglect. So this will probably be Hoya planters. Difference is for the plants that have shown just absolute perfection in LECA is my reticence to water. My ficus audrey, I just didn't want it to die so badly that I barely watered it, just maybe even spritzed the leca. You can't get out. Then I put it in a sunny window, and then I refused to water it for a month until it started getting yellow leaves and they fell off. I got 5 leaves that fell off before I watered my audrey. And then I was very careful in watering and not letting too much water sit in the bottom for another month. Now it's been 6 months for my ficus audrey, and it is suddenly about to go crazy. It has so much new growth that's about to take off. So patience is the key in probably in all your planting and dirt and whatever, but in leca, like holding yourself back from watering is really important to have success. Them adapt to leca really well, really solidly, and really quickly. The ones that I water right away, or I clean off the roots, put them in leca, even ones that I've just poured the water through, no water in the bottom, I'm gonna have some root rot. They just are getting used to leca, and I almost think sometimes spritzing the top would have been better in a couple of mine. Hesitation on it. I do have 2 plants in Lechuza. They are doing really, really well. They have taken a long time to do well. And I feel like I don't have the control. Like this water reservoir is so tall. I just don't feel like I have the control of when to water, how tall the thing is supposed to be yet. I haven't really figured it out. All I know is now the ones in Lechuza planters are taking off, and I'm totally filled with new growth, and I'm just watering. My pop-up I allow to get kind of half full, and then I stop. Because this is outside and it's going to be holding a lot of water in the bottom, in Texas or in areas that are Florida mosquito prone, I'm going to take a little piece. It's called a mosquito dunk. That's called the mosquito dunks, and I will break off a little piece and put it in the bottom. It's going to be in there being a vat for mosquito larvae. So mosquito dunks I do if I have Lechuza in the yard or on the balcony. I do break off a little piece of a mosquito dunk and put it in there so that it kills mosquito larvae. It's a natural substance. I don't know how it changes the pH. It's hard to, I don't want to make a whole video on him, but I want y'all to just know this is where my love of plants came from, and it's George Washington Carver. The Man Who Overcame is this book that I have. It's out of print. It's a really old book, toppling the empire of cotton and slavery than any single other black man in history. And he did it through prayer. He prayed every morning and asked God, help me, show me scientific discoveries, how to farm, how to, God put a gift in him for plants and for farming and for seeds. And then he single-handedly would drive from farm to farm and talk to them about other crops you could grow instead of cotton. So even after the Civil War, there was still slavery in the South, and it grieved his heart. And so he really, George Washington Carver and Booker T. Washington are probably 2 of my greatest heroes in the history of America. And then the racism thing through education, through wisdom, through prayer, seeds, and through plants. And I love that. I love the gentleness of his spirit. He would be so sad to be alive and see the terrorism that's in the streets right now, because that's never been the answer. Martin Luther King had a Bible under his arm, and he had prayer. He had prayed about how to do his protest, and it was always in the spirit of wisdom, which will always win. And Carver's life is so powerful. That's kind of all I'm gonna say about that. Love y'all. Can't wait to see you next time. Hope this helped you. Bye-bye.